Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are continuing the reading of The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. We're finishing chapter 8 today, Thinking in the Certain Way. We started yesterday with part 1 of chapter 8, and we will finish it right now today. If you missed any of the previous readings that we have done, they are on the playlist here on the YouTubes. So if you're on Facebook, I encourage you to hop on over to YouTube. We have many playlists. We have read many books over here, and I share my insights, real life stories, application of it. And it's just a fun interactive reading experience, if I do say so myself. All right, we left off yesterday. Dwell upon your mental picture until it is clear and distinct. Then take the mental attitude of ownership toward everything in that picture. Take possession of it in your mind in the full faith that it is actually yours. Hold to this mental ownership. Do not waver for an instant in the faith that it is real. This is very Neville Goddard-esque. Many teachers teach like this as well. Elsie Lincoln Benedict, the book we finished reading before this one. Whatever we image in our mind, whatever we're thinking about with emotion and focusing on, will develop just like a photo, like a photograph. Like this is just a very sensitive film paper, this outside world. And our mind, we create the pictures in our mind, the images in our mind, and then the awareness is that flash. It's what impresses upon this thinking stuff. Whatever we have in our mind, that can sound, so annoying, especially if we have results or we're going through something that, I mean, it's different, right? It's like we attract our own personal experiences, but then life happens. Our family happens, people happen, jobs happen. That is not in our experience, right? It's like I'm not responsible for what my brother attracts into his life, although it affects me. You know what I mean? Like I can't beat myself up like, why did I attract my brother to attract that? No. Everybody has their own free will to do. All we can do is control our own thoughts, our own emotions, and how we experience what said brother does or whatever. We're human and we're going to have all the emotions, and there is no bad, I talk about the penthouse in the basement. We're going to fall to the basement in life. All emotions are going to happen. When I definitely like to be high vibration, meaning what does that mean to me? I love to be peaceful, having forgave, letting go of any grievances or grudges and be in that inner penthouse. Will I experience basement level thoughts, judgment, criticism, anger, hate? Absolutely. But where am I dwelling? Just because I have thoughts of anxiety or, basement level judgmental thoughts, or I catch myself, what I call like relapsing in my mind into negative thinking. Okay, I'm human. That's just letting me know I'm human, right? And it's like feedback. Why am I upset about this? Why is it triggering me? What is it here to teach me? How can I learn, a new level of myself and how to go through this experience of my life with more awareness, knowing myself? What are my preferences? We have preferences in this life. But my favorite way to look at it now is I'm not going to demand my preferences, but I'm also not going to deny them. We do have desires, but what's driving it? The ego or our higher self? All right. So dwell in your mind, dwell on that mental picture. And as you dwell in your imagination, imagine it's already yours. Feel it. What does it feel like? Why not? We have a choice in our mind. It's like when I was struggling. Actually, this happened a couple days ago. Actually, yesterday morning. I don't even remember. I woke up with just like something had got me. Ooh, just like right around the neck. Worry, frustration. And thank God for the work that I do. I got through it and I'm human and I was able to breathe through it and pray through it and, reach for my tools and all that stuff. But also look at why that had came up for me, not to bypass it, but like, why is this here? Right. But I am in my bed, in my nice warm bed. My physical body isn't moving a muscle, but yet I am being tossed around. I am going here and there and what if and here and there in the past. And I was so stupid in the future. I'm screwed. I'm not moving a muscle. I am in my bed, safe and warm. But in my mind, I am tripping, you know? In the early stages of recovery when, we experience, thoughts of like, can I remain sober? What if I go to this wedding? What about my 40th birthday? Am I never going to be able to, like, we future trip. It's called future tripping. When we are in the present moment, deciding to stay sober, But what about this? But what about just stay right here, right now? Everything's okay right now. I'm sober right now. That's all I have to worry about. Now that I'm physically sober, thank God. Mentally, am I sober? Emotionally, am I sober? Spiritually, am I sober? No, I wasn't. I was totally crashing out, relapsing in my mind. But how can I come back in this moment? I am safe in my bed. What can I do right now? What actions can I take? Because right now, nothing in my mind, no thought is going to make me feel better about this situation. But what actions can I take that I know will help the situation? Action immediately eliminates so much anxiety, at least for me. And I find with a lot of people that I work with, because especially in this field of psychology, personal development, in our growth, when we're really in the thick of it and we're like, our heads are in the books and the audiobooks and we're like trying to dig our way out, fantastic. However, know when you have to take massive action, right? There's a time for rest and recovery, healing, and then let's get to moving, right? Pray, bow your head and move your feet. Is that what they say? All right, side tangent. Anyways, so think about what you want, take full possession of it in your mind, act as if it's already here with full faith, don't waver. In your mind, at least, you have it. And remember what was said in chapter 7 with gratitude. Be as thankful for it all the time as you expect to be when it has taken form. So practice gratitude ahead of time for it already being yours. Like somebody used this example, like think about you won the lottery and you were really stressed about money or something and you really needed money, but you're like, you did it. Your numbers match. You won the lottery. These funds will be transferred and in your bank account by Friday at 6 p.m. But it's Monday. But you know that those funds will be transferred to you on Friday. So how are you going to experience Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? You are so calm and relaxed. You know that that money is going to be in you're like, oh my, I'm so grateful. What am I going to do with that? Am I going to pay some bills off? Am I going to go on vacation? Am I going to buy a gift? Go to a nice dinner? And you are just already living in gratitude for it being there. But it's Monday. It's not Friday yet. The money is not in your account, but you're anticipating it because you know with certainty you're not wavering. That's just an example, but we can imagine that. Even if we didn't win the lottery, pretend, use your imagination because we are pretending and using our imagination all the time with things that have not happened yet. The worries, the doubts, the fears of like, what if the worst case scenario? We have no problem imagining that and getting fully emotionally involved and on board with that, not wavering in our fear and doubt and worry and running around the chicken like a chicken with our head cut off. But why do we question when we're supposed to use our imagination for something positive? Oh, don't be silly, don't be stupid. That's woo woo. Really? I've gotten to the point where you can think I'm dumb, delusional, all you want, but for me, it's a matter of life and death. When I get into a negative spiral of worry, like it drove my ass to addiction. Like, yeah. For some people, they can screw around a little bit more, like the margin. I've shared with this before, shared this with you before. For whatever reason in my life, the margin for error is zero. Like, you know how they say FAFO, you can screw around a little bit and you find out. I can't screw around more than like once before I find out. And then I look at other people I'm like, but they're screwing around all the time. Not that it makes me better. I have certain lessons to learn and I can't be freaking around. We all have that in certain areas. So for some people, it's health. Like somebody could eat hamburgers. They eat McDonald's, they're fine. And I'm over here like with, my A1Cs. Is that what it is? Like I'm diabetic, or they can eat sugar and candy. Why can't I? Right? That's health wise. When it comes to finances, some people were just born with this abundance. They were born around money. They were born around financial literacy. They can take risks, doesn't cause you stress. But somebody else, you really have to work at it. When it comes to relationships and love with everybody, for me, it's with my mindset. I mean, I think for everybody it's with their mindset, but like I think because this is what I do for a living, right? Therapy. I'm a therapist, mindset coach. I love to teach this stuff, but I don't think it's a coincidence that I needed, like, it is like a limb to me, an essential limb. Like I can't lose it. It's like a second brain. I would literally not be here. I would not be here without it. I wouldn't. So it's a matter of life and death for me. But I think it's true for everyone eventually. It's like, are we going to live or die internally at least? Are we going to live and thrive and achieve our dreams and goals, um, and serve and be whatever that means to you? Or are we going to fall back and slowly just survive and feel, regret and like we're living a half life? We're not fully expressed, not going for it, not fulfilling our potential. All right, so give gratitude, full gratitude, as if it was already here. When you can sincerely thank God for the things which you own only in imagination, you have real faith. There you go. Own it in imagination. That is your assignment. Forget the outside world. Close your eyes. Turn on to the inner eye. Can you picture what you want vividly in imagination and own it? Go over the scene over and over and over, imagining yourself walking, living, making decisions from that space. Can you own it in imagination? That's all. You don't have to go anywhere to do that. So if you can own it in imagination, you have real faith. You will get rich and you will cause the creation of whatsoever you want. You do not need to pray repeatedly for the things that you want. It is not necessary to tell God about it every day. Use not vain repetitions as the heathen do, said Jesus to his pupils. For your Father knoweth that ye have need of these things before ye ask him. Your part is to intelligently formulate your desire for the things which make for a larger life and to get these desires arranged into a coherent whole. You must then impress this whole desire upon the formless substance, which has the power and the will to bring you what you want. So we don't have to beg and pray and, excuse me, it's like burying the seed in the universe, right? Are you doing your work there? You got the roots going? Are we going to get some corn here? That's not our job. Our part is to intelligently formulate our desire, know exactly what we want, and arrange it into a coherent image, like a whole vision, a whole image, and believe it through and through. That's all we have to do. You do not make this impression by repeating strings of words. You make it by holding the vision with unshakable purpose to attain it and with steadfast faith that you will attain it. So again, it's really, journaling, repetition, 369, affirmations, autosuggestion, all of that is helpful. However, the main thing is going within, feeling it as true, visualizing it. If you have trouble using your imagination, like I can't really see things. How would it feel? How would it smell? What would you be touching? Just immerse yourself in an experience, an inner experience that makes you feel the way you would feel have you already had what you want. Okay. You make it by holding the vision with unshakable purpose to attain it and with steadfast faith that you will attain it. The answer to prayer is not according to your faith while you are talking, but according to your faith while you are working. Ooh. So it says again, the answer to prayer is not according to your faith while you're talking, but according to your faith while you are working. So we can talk big talk, but are we walking the walk? You cannot impress the mind of God by having a special Sabbath day set apart to tell him what you want and then forgetting him during the rest of the week. If you do not think of your prayer until the hour of prayer comes again, you cannot impress him by having special hours to go into your closet and pray. Oral prayer has its effect in clarifying your vision and strengthening your faith, but it is not your oral petitions that will get you what you want. In order to get rich, you do not need a sweet hour of prayer. You need to pray without ceasing. It's a way of being. And by prayer, I mean holding steadily to your vision, with the purpose of causing its creation into solid form and the faith that you are doing so. Believe that ye receive them. Once you have clearly formed your vision, the whole matter turns on receiving. When you have formed it, it is well to make an oral statement by addressing the supreme power in reverent prayer. Let me read that again. So once you have clearly formed your vision, the whole matter turns on receiving. So once you state your vision, once you've planted the seed, you're just waiting for it to grow into harvest. You're just going to receive. You just have to put it out there with full faith, full vision, clarity, and just know and trust you're going to receive it. That's your only job, is to receive it after you've planted it. When you have formed it, it is well to make an oral statement by addressing the supreme power in reverent prayer. From that moment on, you must receive in your mind what you ask for. Live in the new house, wear the fine clothes, ride in the automobile, go on the journey, and confidently plan for greater journeys. Think and speak of all the things you have asked for in terms of actual present ownership. Imagine the exact environment and financial condition you desire and live all the time in that imagery, environment, and financial condition. So let me read that again. Imagine the exact environment and financial condition you desire and live all the time in that imaginary environment and financial condition. Be mindful that you do not do this as a mere dreamer and castle builder. Hold to the faith that the imaginary is being realized and to the purpose required to realize it. Remember that it is faith and purpose in the use of the imagination which make the difference between the scientist and the dreamer. Ooh, let's read that again. Remember that it is faith and purpose in the use of the imagination which make the difference between the scientist and the dreamer. And having learned this fact, it is here that you must learn the proper use of the will. Those are your higher faculties. There's links down below each video that I put of a free mini course. It's like 6 videos of the 6 higher faculties of the perception, the will, reason, imagination, intuition, and memory. These are higher faculties that reside in our conscious thinking mind that we can use to create. That's what we use to create. But most of us aren't taught that. We just know we have 5 physical senses that all animals have, but those just take in what has already been created. So how do we create anything? Usually, most of us are taught to be consumers. We don't even know we can create. I'm not creative. We are all creating all the time. Our experiences of life, we're creating and curating our life. It's just like the algorithm. We're creating our feed on our social media. We create our playlists on our, iTunes or Spotify's. We create our experience of the world, no matter where we find ourselves. We're always growing. But we have to first have faith and hope. It's so crazy. There's a lot of things going on, but it's not a coincidence that I was just reading the chapter on gratitude and I was sharing how I had such a hard time, and something had happened just like yesterday. Well, it's been happening, but I've been tossling. And I was observing it, how bad of an attitude I had, like existential rage. So upset. And I thought, I cannot, I understand that I need gratitude right now for everything that I have, but I was incapable for that hour that I was struggling. And I know where my mind has gone. It's gone to the dark side. And there's nothing good over there. It's death. I feel hopeless. I feel helpless. I feel like I'm never going to get out. I feel like I'm in a dark hole. And that is all just going on in my mind. And it's not the truth. What am I going to believe? I decide what I'm going to believe. I decide what I'm going to believe. I tell my subconscious mind, I'm the one planting the seeds. I am the farmer. I am the master of this manor. I am the captain now. Seriously, you are the captain of your life. Yeah, it just made me double down. And I'm just so grateful for this material because it helps me so much. So I hope you all enjoyed that. Again, thank you for all of your support, all of your comments. I always appreciate reading those. If you have any questions, reach out. All of my information is below. If you're in the Los Angeles area, I'm having my first live event. It is for the Frequency of Success Los Angeles. It's all for entrepreneurs, creatives, authors, speakers, coaches, and we are doing our first meeting. I will have to link, go to my profile on my Instagram or my TikTok. Actually, it's in my link tree. It's here as well. So be sure to click on that if you're in the area and you want to meet up live. It's going to be fantastic. And I'm really excited. There will be more of those to come. So I'm really excited to meet y'all live. But other than that, have a beautiful weekend. Happy Friday. I will see you tomorrow.